The smartest person you know is probably broke, while the person you consider least intelligent is probably building serious wealth. This is not an accident, and it is not because the world is unfair. It is because intelligence, especially academic intelligence, actually creates specific psychological barriers that prevent wealth building, while certain types of practical thinking that get dismissed as simple or unsophisticated are exactly what create financial success. Today, I am going to reveal why your intelligence might be keeping you poor, and why the people you think are less smart than you are getting rich while you struggle financially. This will challenge everything you believe about the relationship between intelligence and success. So stay until the end, because what I am about to share could completely change your financial future. The first reason smart people stay poor is they overthink simple opportunities until those opportunities disappear. Intelligent people are trained to analyze, question, and find flaws in every idea. This is valuable in academic settings, but it is deadly in business and investing. While smart people are researching, debating, and looking for perfect information, less intelligent but more action-oriented people are starting businesses, buying assets, and learning from real-world experience. Smart people want to understand everything before they act. Wealthy people act first and understand through experience. Smart people wait for certainty. Wealthy people work with probability and manage uncertainty. Smart people look for reasons why something will not work. Wealthy people look for ways to make something work despite problems. Marcus Aurelius was highly educated and intellectually sophisticated, but he made decisions quickly based on available information rather than waiting for perfect knowledge. He understood that in the real world, delayed decisions are often missed opportunities, and missed opportunities compound into missed wealth over time. The second reason smart people stay poor is they believe their intelligence alone should generate income. They think that because they are smart, money should flow to them automatically through jobs that pay well for thinking rather than producing results. But money flows to people who solve problems, create value, and take risks, not to people who are just intelligent. Intelligence without application is worthless in the marketplace. A person with average intelligence who consistently takes action will always outturn a highly intelligent person who just thinks about taking action. Smart people often feel entitled to high income because of their education, credentials, or intellectual capabilities. But the market does not care about your intelligence. The market only cares about the value you create and the problems you solve for other people. The third reason smart people stay poor is they are addicted to complexity and miss simple opportunities. Intelligent people are drawn to sophisticated strategies, complex investments, and elaborate business models because simple approaches seem beneath their intellectual level. But most wealth is built through simple, boring, unsexy strategies that smart people dismiss as too obvious or too easy. Real estate investing is not complicated, but smart people often avoid it because it seems too simple and requires dealing with practical problems rather than abstract concepts. Starting a basic service business is not intellectually challenging, but it can be highly profitable. Buying and holding index funds is not sophisticated, but it builds more wealth than most complex investment strategies. Smart people want strategies that match their intellectual self-image rather than strategies that actually work. They would rather lose money using a complex approach than make money using a simple approach, because simple success threatens their identity as intelligent people. Seneca was a brilliant philosopher, but he built his wealth through straightforward business investments and practical money management rather than through sophisticated financial engineering. He understood that wealth building is about results, not about appearing intelligent to other people. The fourth reason smart people stay poor is they fear being wrong more than they fear being poor. Intelligent people have built their identity around being right, getting good grades, and having the correct answers. This makes them extremely risk-averse because Taking financial risks means accepting the possibility of being wrong, and being wrong threatens their core identity. Wealthy people are comfortable being wrong frequently because they understand that building wealth requires taking calculated risks, and risks sometimes result in losses. They measure success by net results over time, not by the percentage of decisions that turn out perfectly. Smart people often prefer to make no decision rather than make a decision that might be wrong. But making no financial decisions is actually making the decision to let inflation erode your purchasing power and to remain dependent on a job for income. The market rewards people who make decisions and learn from the results, not people who avoid decisions to protect their ego. The fifth reason smart people stay poor is they overvalue credentials and undervalue street smarts. Academic intelligence focuses on theoretical knowledge, following rules, and succeeding within structured systems. But wealth building requires practical intelligence, breaking conventional rules, and creating your own systems. Smart people often dismiss successful but less educated entrepreneurs as lucky or unethical, rather than recognizing that these people possess practical intelligence that is more valuable than academic intelligence for building wealth. They understand human psychology, market dynamics, and opportunity recognition in ways that cannot be learned from books or classrooms. The sixth reason smart people stay poor is they seek perfect information before acting. Intelligent people are trained to research thoroughly before making decisions. But in financial markets and business opportunities, perfect information either does not exist or becomes available only after the best opportunities have passed. While smart people are gathering more data and seeking expert opinions, practically minded people are making decisions based on good enough information and adjusting their strategies based on results. They understand that taking action with imperfect information is better than taking no action with perfect information, especially since perfect information is usually an illusion anyway. Epictetus taught that we should focus on what is within our control rather than seeking to control what is outside our influence. Smart people often try to control outcomes through analysis and planning, but wealthy people focus on controlling their actions and responses to whatever outcomes occur. The seventh reason smart people stay poor is they undervalue sales and marketing skills. Intelligent people often look down on sales and marketing as manipulative or beneath their dignity. But every business success requires the ability to persuade people to buy products, invest money, or support ideas. The ability to communicate value, build relationships, and influence decisions is more important for building wealth than technical expertise or analytical skills. Many brilliant people create amazing products or services, but remain poor because they cannot or will not learn to sell what they create. Meanwhile, people with average intelligence but excellent sales skills become wealthy by selling other people's products or services. The eighth reason smart people stay poor is they focus on being smart instead of being useful. Intelligence can become a form of entertainment where people enjoy analyzing, debating, and demonstrating their knowledge without creating anything of value for other people. Wealth comes from being useful, not from being smart. The market pays for solutions to problems, not for intelligence itself. A person who solves simple problems for many people will always earn more than a person who understands complex problems but does not solve them for anyone. Here is how to use intelligence for wealth building instead of letting it keep you poor. First, focus on taking action rather than perfecting plans. Use your intelligence to make better decisions faster, not to avoid making decisions entirely. Second, look for simple, boring, proven strategies rather than complex, sophisticated, novel approaches. Use your intelligence to execute simple strategies excellently rather than creating complex strategies that are difficult to implement. Third, develop practical skills like sales, marketing, negotiation, and networking that directly impact your ability to create value and generate income. Fourth, Measure success by financial results rather than by intellectual complexity or social approval. Fifth, study successful people who may be less educated than you and learn from their practical intelligence rather than dismissing them as inferior. The irony is that truly intelligent people recognize that building wealth requires different skills than academic success requires, and they develop those skills rather than expecting their academic intelligence to automatically generate income. Your intelligence is an asset, but only if you use it to create value for other people rather than just to demonstrate how smart you are. The choice is between being intelligently poor or practically wealthy. If this perspective on intelligence and wealth challenges your assumptions, share your thoughts in the comments. And if you want to learn more about the practical psychology of money and success, subscribe and turn on notifications.